Hey there, it is Saturday, July something, 22nd, and we have a special treat today. The creator of Squardle, Furby Foobar, contacted me and asked me to give you a little preview of a new game mode that's going to launch sometime tomorrow. That would be Sunday for most people. It's a 7x7 Squardle board. It's called Squardle XXL, and apparently if you are supporter on Patreon, you've gotten early access to testing this and other goodies. And if you're not, then you didn't know about this. And now you do, because you're watching my video. So, it's Squardle as usual, except you have to remember 7-letter words, and there are 8 words instead of just 6. But the rules are the same, and I will explain as I go, because it's easier than trying to explain it from a blank screen. And there's also a new hidden feature that I will show you when I have something to show you. So, let's give it a try. What's a 7-letter word? I was thinking about like something like an ED word, even if those aren't in the list, just because it would give me a good spread. So I thought about trained, because it is 7 unique letters. Okay, so let me explain these hints if you're not familiar with this game. Obviously, if something is green, that means it goes there. So ED was a good choice. A yellow clue with the arrows pointing horizontally, yellow is always horizontal, means that that letter appears somewhere in the horizontal word, but not in the location where you guessed. And a red letter with the vertical arrows, or I guess the background is red, the letter is white. A red square with the vertical arrows means that that letter appears somewhere in the vertical word, but not in the location that you guessed it. And a white square, like this one, means that letter does appear somewhere in the puzzle, but not in view of the tile that you chose. So you can only see horizontal and vertical. So there's an R somewhere. It might be here, for example, but it is not in this word, or in any of these single positions or these single positions, because you can see it's white in 2 places. There is a feature that will fade out information that you now know more than you did. So there's an A somewhere in the puzzle, but my vertical guess shows that the A is in this word. So this one got faded out so that I don't have too much information shouting at me. And now I can also show you the new feature, which is on a PC, you can right click, or on mobile, you can long click on the keyboard. So I right clicked on the E here, and it highlights any E clues that are already on the board. So I can find them easily. So I can see where are some E's in this puzzle, because I have the E being white, meaning there is an E somewhere. All right. And then I don't know how to turn it off. And then there was another one, which I think you have to actually... So if I right click in the grid, it will show me all of the letters all of the hints that were also generated when I guessed that letter. So these obviously I've only guessed one word, so there's only one thing to show, but all of these hints came from my guess of trained. And how do I turn it off? Okay, I left click to turn it off. Okay. I was in conversation with Furby just before I started filming, and he elected to ask how to turn it off. There we go. So now I need to come up with a word. So the second word horizontally. And oh, by the way, if you're not familiar with Squardle, again, when you play, you guess one word at a time, and you cycle through them. So first you're guessing the first word horizontally and vertically, and then the second word horizontally and vertically. So you can see the arrows at the top and left show you which word you're guessing. So we're working on this second word down and the second word from the left at the same time. And all we know, let's see, we know there's an A in one of these 6 squares. Actually, it's not in this one, because if it were, this would have been red and pointing downward. So we know there's an A in one of these 5 tiles. And there could be an N here. There could be an E. Oh, yeah, orange. I didn't mention orange. Orange means it appears in both directions. So there's an N in the top word, and there's an N in this 4th vertical word. There's an E in the top word and in one of these 3 tiles, which is actually, it's really useful when you get one of these hints on one where there's only like 3 other possibilities where it could go, fewer choices. So let's think of a 7-letter word that has an A in it that isn't third and doesn't have an R second. and see where that takes us. How about, I keep thinking of 6-letter words. I mean, 5-letter words are easy. We're good at 5-letter words. 7 letters is like so many letters. How about tadpole? I don't know why I just came up with that, but, you know, honestly, why not? Any reason not to guess that? I don't think so. Ah, okay. So we located the A, we located an O, and we've learned more information about letters. So I know that one of these 2 tiles has an A, because there isn't an A vertically, or this would be orange. And so this isn't an A, and if there's an A horizontal, it has to be one of these 2. So that's useful. What else did we learn? So now's where I can show you. So if I right-click on this P, it's going to show me the clues that came from tadpole. And now I know that these clues came from trained, and these clues came from tadpole. So you can kind of check when did I learn that? So did I guess something that overlapped, or when I learned that, was it, for example, something where I guessed a double letter or something like that? There's a few more things that will come up as we go along. By the way, you get 10 guesses to start, and anytime you actually fill in a word, you get a bonus guess back. So now we're on the 3rd word, and this tile could very well be an N, because there's an N in this word horizontally, and there's an N in this word vertically. So it's probably worth trying for an N at the crossroads. Doesn't mean that there has to be, but there could be. If you didn't know, you can also make notes. So if you think there might be an N here, you can, if you click twice, you can do a circle around it to show tentative, or you can make a solid one if you're like, yeah, I'm sure this is an N. And you just select it in backspace to get rid of it. So we're going to try to place an N here, if I can think of something. So this P got faded out. Is that because we know more about P's? I'm not sure. What do we know about P's? I'm wondering if this starts with P. Anyway, we're not looking at that word right now. We're looking at this word. This could be an I. I-E-D wouldn't be a terribly unusual ending. Like I-N something. Could try E-D here, because I have this and this. So one of these, this word does not have E-D because it doesn't have an E. But this word could. There's nothing that says it can't. Doesn't mean it does, but it can. So let's try, so I want to try something that's N-E-D. If I put that, I might, how about spooned? Sure. Interesting. Not what I expected. Okay, so it's not an N there. But we did learn something. This is quite a lot of information. So I actually already knew there wasn't an O there, but I was working on this word. So this O is definitely referring to this one, because if you guess a word with a double letter in it, and the answer has that letter twice in it, it will show 2 sets of arrows. So since there's only 1 arrow on this O, I've already found it. It's this one. There's no other O in this word. And that's another use of this of the clue finder, so to speak. It's like I already guessed a word with 2 O's in it, and there's only 1 O in this word for sure. So yeah, so we know this could very well be an O. It really wants to be, I think. Don't you think it's just crying out to be an O? All right, but we are on the bottom and rightmost word right now. We did learn a lot about this D. Huh. And this D. It makes me wonder if this is a D, actually. O-N-D something, maybe? Anyway, sometimes if you can figure out other words, then you get, like, the intersections, and that can help you with the word you're working on. That's why I'm not, like, averse to looking at some of the other words if I have a lot of clues there, because then I can kind of, you know, figure out. In fact, I've placed this E. So this E is one of these 4 tiles. It can't be the ones that it's not green on, obviously. And it can't be this one because this E is white. So this has to be an E. So I can mark that as certain That can be useful. And it could end in D, so I'm actually going to try that. That would take care of it. There can be two Ds in this word. We don't know that there are not. We know there's at least one. That was an awkward sentence, but I think you knew what I meant. Too many double negatives. What if this is an N? Kind of want it to be. Oh wow, there's so much information here. I was warned that this takes a long time to solve. Also, there's no daily version. This is just free play. And you find it by choosing other game modes on the main screen where you start the game. And then you have the option. But remember, it's not live today, Saturday. This is a preview. So, let's see. Which means, sorry, I can't link you to it, but I'll link you to the main Squardle, and then you can find it from there tomorrow. That link will be, of course, in the description. Where all the links are, including the links to my Patreon, where you can support me, and to our Discord, where you can come chat. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. 3 links. I don't want to overwhelm you with links. Nobody wants so many links in their descriptions. Okay. I'm dawdling here. I'm trying to delay thinking of a word here. Although that makes me think of the word delayed, which I kind of like. Except this can't be an L, so we won't do that, actually. Could be an A. What about dabbled? I kind of like that. Why not? Oh, look, it was an ED. That's nice. And this was not A. That's pointing to this A, probably. Okay, so these letters on the key, this letter turned black on the keyboard. That means there is no B in the entire puzzle. When the keyboard can be colored to, so it's tailored to the word you're guessing. So it's telling me that there's an E, T, I, and N somewhere in the words I'm guessing, and that there's a D, O, P, and L somewhere in the puzzle, but not in the word that I'm guessing. So you can see, because I have this red D here, which I now have located, I think. In fact, I know I have, because I guessed a word with 2 Ds in it. So this D is this one, and we've located it. It's a good thing I guessed 2 Bs, to just double check there's no B. Alright, so now we're back to the beginning. This could start with I. Wouldn't that be interesting? Because there's an I pointing left, and there's an I pointing up. This N is pretty limited now, isn't it? It's really hard to think of 7-letter words. I'm not used to it. This is not an A. I could also be second, though, and that's much easier to put an I second than first, I think. Doesn't start with N. Doesn't start with T. I wish there were any other letters it could possibly be. Let's see. This is probably a consonant, so it would make sense for this to be a vowel. So I'm going to try the I there. Oh, I did like the idea of IED, though, didn't I? That could work, because this would be a consonant. I-N-O. Innovate fits. No, innovate has 2 N's. That's the problem. I-N-O. A lot of times it would be double N. Well, let's try the I second, because it could be second up here. I need an E in this top word, and an N. Where should I put the N? This isn't... Okay, let's see. How about M-I-N... I'm trying to think what... Finited. I'm just going to start making up words. It'll be much easier than guessing actual words, don't you think? I'm actually a bit low on... Let's see. This could be a P. Something IP? This is very hard to think of words. To get used to it. It could start with I. I was thinking of, like, pitched, but that doesn't really fulfill the clues in either word. But I was thinking it might give me information, and it's some new letters, so I'm going to try it. Okay. I wasn't second in either word. That actually does surprise me. Still could start with I, but it's reinforcing my thought that the I is here. The P is in this word, though. This might be a P. Let's try that. P-A-T. There is a C in this word, but not this one. Okay, that's good to know. I keep putting a D here. There's no D there. I've placed this E. This T. I'm trying to find something I can kind of use as a guideline here. Like, where should I be looking? There is an O in this word. That's interesting. Ah, you know what? This is a P. I actually can see that, because look, there's a white P here, there's a white P here, and this P is pointing down, and then there's a white P here. So there's no other place for the P. So I have actually found a letter. That's good. That's very good. I wonder if this cannot be a T. Oh, that's good to know as well. So could be an R. P-A-R. O? Yeah, there's this O here pointing up. Well, pointing up and down, but I know it's... Where did I learn this? Oh, from Spooned. Okay. Oh, that is useful. I didn't think that would be useful, but it really is. Alright. So what if this is O? Let's see if I can come up with a word here. P-A-R-O, parody. Parody is such a great guess, but it's only 6 letters. I really liked that idea. I wonder where the L goes. There is an L. Somewhere. There's so much information. I don't know where anything goes. Okay, this can't be a D, a P, an L, a T. I really like the idea of it being an R. There is an R somewhere. I haven't found it yet. Right? Oh yeah, and then there's this trick. Yeah, I've only tried R once actually. Oops. Can this be an O? This can, but I don't think that's a word. I'm seeing pangram? I'm almost thinking it's worth a guess. It doesn't have an O in it, but I feel like I'm still just... Oh, it doesn't accept that. Okay, well, so much for that idea. Could try parrots. Why not? Oh, there's an S. Okay. That was not R, but that was A. Okay, that's good. And that, well, I knew that was P, but I was right. Oh my goodness. Okay. Can I place this O? Well, I've eliminated more positions for the R, and there's an S going both directions here, so there could actually be an S here. But what about this? There's an N in this word. And then there's also an N coming down, so... And it's not at the crossroads, we already tried that. Could be here. Could try that. P-E-N... I'm looking at vertical, I know, obviously not horizontally. Pending? I like that. Ooh, got some letters. Okay, I'm running out of guesses. This is very hard. Alright, this one is promising. This could be an E, very happily. Let's see. D-E. Can this be a T? Oh, this is a great feature, actually. Ah, okay, if I click here, it goes away. D-E-T... Oops. D-E-T-O? Detosed. Detosed. Deposed. No, it's not a P. Darn. There's not an S in this word anyway. Okay. What about coming downward? Alright, leave that for a second. Coming down, we have the D, I think. I don't really know that much else about this word, do I? I wonder what goes here. Nobody knows. Yeah, that's why I was kind of looking this way, because I need to get a word. I want it to be detained, but that's 8 letters. Detuned? Is that a word? Okay. We learned something. That was an E. Okay. I need to get a word. Why is this so difficult? Alright, I think this must start with I at this point. It seems to want to. What else do we know? Hold on. There's a C in this top word, but I have enough letters here. I feel like I should be able to work it out. Okay, I can't be here. Yes, this is an I. Okay, that's good. So an N here would not be at all unreasonable. You usually don't have INP in English. It's usually an M, so this wouldn't be an N. Impaled? No, that can't be an L. Ah, such a good word, too. I need to get a T and a C. INC. INT? No, T isn't third. IN. This might be an S. This could be passion. Ooh, I like that. Doesn't help with my immediate problem, but if I got a word, that can lead to other words, which can lead to winning. Because generally that's how you win, is by getting all the words. This is this N, I think. ID, this can be an E very happily. T? Trident. No, that's not an R. Such a good word, too. This can be a T, though. Right? Yeah. What about this T? There's 2 options. What could this be if it's IDENT? I really like that, because if I can get what this letter is... I'm not seeing anything. What about here? O-D-E-N... What can this letter be? This can be a T. That would make this a vowel. Possibly. Let's see. This isn't a T. Rodent. I don't know. Like, it makes sense, but I can't think of what the first 2 letters would be. Oh, there's a D in this word. Oh, that's D. Never mind. There's already a D in this word. Look at that. I might not be right, but passion fits really well here. I can't see a reason it couldn't be, right? Yeah. Too bad I'm not guessing that word. I really need to get something here. I need to slow down and think about this a little bit harder. This could be IMP. Can this be an O? No, this can't be. I thought imposed, but this can't be an S. Implied. No, this can't be an I. Oh, that was so good, too. Because I do need to find the L. Oh, it's not there any. INC. INN? O? Innocent, way too long. Doesn't end in E. I gotta get an E into the word somewhere. I-N-N-I-N-E? This could be an E. There is an E somewhere. I-C-E? I-C-I... Let me see if I write it in, maybe I can see something. I-N-C-E... This can't be an N, which is the most logical letter there. There is a U somewhere. This could be an E. Accident? Is that a word? Evident. Evident is a word. I like that. Okay. Okay. So then one of these has to be an E. Maybe here? I feel like I've made progress. I needed to slow it down. Could it be double E here? Denoted. Perfect. Yes, in fact, that's exactly, that has to be. There's actually no choice. Perfect. D-N-O, denoted. Okay, I'm sure of this, so this is definitely a T. Okay, I like that. Okay, so where does this T go? Has to be here. Yes, T-O something N. Knowing what this letter is would be incredibly helpful. T-O something N? Festoon. Oh, that's such a great word, too. Festoon. Infect? Inflect. Inflect. Yes! I got one! Oh, yay! Okay, so let's try passion. Yes! Yes! Bring it on! Okay. Okay. So what's going on here now? Oh, I can do evident. Yes! Okay, so we know about denoted. T-A-N. What is this word? Because it's not ED. Could be ND. Could it be RD? I have no idea what this word is. I know there's not an O in it, though, I think. Do I know there's not an O? I guess this could be an O. Probably not, though. That seems weird. 10. Alright, what about this? What about this word? O-D-E-N. What can this letter be? Y? That doesn't seem likely. I'm really, really excited about the word festoon, though. That's such a great word. It could be a T. Oh, no, it can't be a T here. I mean, I can fill in denoted and come back to it, but I feel like I can get the rest of the words and then just fill them in. That would be fun. T-A-N... I mean, it could be a Y, but that seems a little bit weird. But I think it can be a D, and it can't be a D either. Like, there's not that many things that can follow an N. Especially E-N. Odeny. But then what would this be? I'm really interested in this letter. Because it isn't an E. So what would it be? It's not an E. It could be an N. Oh, this could be an N. IMP... Imputed? No, there's no T here. Such a great word, too. It's an accounting word. Are there any letters I've identified but not placed in a word? In other words, a white letter that yeah, the U. Impute. Well, this U doesn't have a lot of options. It has to go here, I think. That seems odd. Where can it go? Here? I think it has to be here. That makes this an even stranger. Am I sure that's the only place it can go? I think so. Because I don't think you can have IUP at the beginning of a word. That seems strange. And I don't think I have anything else wrong. I mean, UED is possible, but with that P there, I'm very confused. I'm so confused. All right. I mean, it seemed to me that getting a U here ought to have basically forced this word, but I don't even see what it is. Can it be an N? It can. Uno deno. Can this be an E? No, this can't be an E. Wow, I don't know what goes here. Euro. Is this really the only place that you... I mean, how can a U go here? Can't be in this word. There's no way it's... Yeah, I mean, literally. It can't go here. Festoon. No. I can't figure this out. I'm actually gonna just... I can't even see the letters. Okay. What could go here? It's just not making sense, but... Oh, the U could go here. Hold on. It could go here. What if we do that? Duodeny? Is that a word? That would make this a Y. Which seems very strange. Yeah, D makes sense here. Impeded. That's it. Impeded. Okay, oops. Then duodena, as in more than one duodenum? Duodeni? Tankard. Yes! Impeded. Festoon. Duodena. And denoted. I did it! I did it! That was very difficult, but very, very satisfying. And the good news is you can play as many games a day as you want, and you can't spoil anyone. But wow, coming up with 7-letter words was hard in and of itself, and some of these are great words, though. Tankard? Duodena is questionable. Festoon is wonderful. Inflect is wonderful. Some great, great words here. Impeded. I'm glad when I came up with that one. Wow, I was like, what in the world? All right, well, let me know what you think below. Are you excited about this new Squardle mode? Hop on over and show Furby some love tomorrow and try it out, and maybe hit the tip jar or the Patreon if you're so inclined. And thank you so much for sticking with me. If you were shouting words at me, eventually I heard you. And I hope you all have a lovely rest of your weekend. And thanks to Furby Fubar for giving me this preview. It was very fun. Bye for now.